ego refers to the first thought, I. The ego exists as long as the I is limited to the body. This ego, called I, is the source of all the other thoughts. Everything exists if the ego exists, and nothing exists if the ego perishes.
Sri Ramana said, "The body, world, and God seem to be true as long as the ego exists. But they become false when the ego perishes."
Every person is deceived by their ego, not by God. The ego is formless but troubles us until the end by holding onto some form. Eliminating your ego will release you from nature.
The ego is born out of ignorance. As long as the ego exists, there is separateness. When the ego perishes, this world is visible but not separate from us. Our lives seem burdensome as we carry the weight of our ego.
The ego is the jiva, the mind, the world, the sorrow, the hell, and everything nonsense. All the delusion exists within the ego.
If the ego is a bubble, the self is an ocean. An ocean can exist without a bubble, but a bubble can't exist without an ocean.
We are born when the ego takes birth, and we die only when the ego dies. Considering the body's birth to be our birth, and the body's death as our death is not true. Only the ego needs the body. The self has no work with the body.
The fruits of good and evil deeds exist only for the ego and are not related to the self.
Now, you may be experiencing the fruits of good deeds, as per your body's destiny, but this is temporary. One day or another, this will vanish, and you must bear the fruits of your evil deeds or sins.
God said, "We are the self." He never said, "We are the ego." Though you may consider yourselves the ego, the truth never becomes false. God's words are authentic and not yours.
Every man leads his life by identifying himself with the body and the mind. God did not trap us. The devil called ego has trapped us.
All of us are roaming in a forest called ego. Self is not revealed until this ego is crucified. Till then, birth and death are inevitable.
When we decorate our egos through worship, what is the use of such worship? Getting rid of the ego is the true worship and the true sacrifice.
As long as the body exists, wearing clothes is inevitable, and so long as the ego exists, getting the body is unavoidable.
We are the masters of this body but not the body. Can't you attempt to know the source of the ego, at least on your body's birthday? The ego hidden within, and the debt hidden within, keep on growing.
When you always fear death or poverty, why aren't you afraid of the devil called ego, which troubles you forever?
You might have uttered, I, innumerable times since your birth. But have you ever questioned yourselves who this I is?
You don't get angry when someone says God doesn't exist, but you get angry when someone says you don't exist. But did you ever see the one who gets angry?
If the body has the power to say I, it would resist when we burn it in the burial ground. Won't it rebel and question back? Why are you burning me? Did you ever see any corpse rebelling thus? Then who is this I? Won't you try to know him?
Don't ever think you are superior to others. Also, don't possess an inferiority complex. Superiority complex gladdens the ego, and inferiority complex saddens the ego.
It is your ego that desires respect or honor from others. It is their will whether to respect you or not. Who are you to command respect from them? It is slavery to expect respect from others, which only breeds sorrow.
Lead your life for your sake, and not for the sake of others' honor. Troubles are inevitable if you crave honor.
You are not angry when asked to clean your clothes, but you are angry when asked to cleanse your mind. This implies that you are identifying with the ego, which is the reason for your anger.
Self is the mother of the I thought. But this I thought behaves independently, forgetting the self.
All of us are committing matricide, or killing our mother, by limiting ourselves to this I. We will not be considered as forgetful of our mother only when this I is merged with the self.
प्रत्यक्षैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहम् प्रकृतेः परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः